Isn't that special?
All on one app.
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
I know. You're thinking, there is nothing better than relaxing the days away on a soothing vacation. Unless you're saving a ton of money while you do it. Stop what you're doing right now and join Hotels Etc., America's premier discount travel service. When you join Hotels Etc., you'll be able to take the same amazing vacations and stay at the same amazing hotels with discounts up to 70%. You sure you got that?
Discounts up to 70%.
Plus, Hotels Etc. get you deals on everything like cruises, car rentals, even movies, restaurants, entertainment, theme parks, and much, much more. Now you're thinking, this is going to cost me thousands. Well, think again. The low, low price will blow you away. Plus, if you join right now, you can try Hotels Etc. absolutely free for 72 hours. Wake up, people.
Try it free for 3 days.
No cost, no obligation. So now you have your vacation and your money too. Never pay full price again. Join Hotels Etc. right now and slash your travel and entertainment costs up to 70%. Call toll free 877-967-7283. 877-967-7283. Or sign up online, hotelsetc.com. That's HOTELSETC.com.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now.
You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com.
Or your app store.
Kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Real 1100 would like to thank all of our men and women who served in our armed forces. This Veterans Day, make sure you thank our service members who have kept our country free.
WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Woo! And we are back with another episode of the number one rated business show right here on the Real 1100 AM. I'm your host, KC Pride, and I got a jam-packed show for you guys today. In studio with me, I got deal strategist Davinci Barcelo. Hey. And from Speaking Pieces, I got Sonji Monroe.
What's up?
And joining me a little bit later in the program, we got Miss Marcia Ridley from the Georgia State House of Representatives. We got a great show for you guys. So last night we had a great conversations and cocktails with Cavassier. We had cognac. We talked about business, and we had a chance to meet some great influencers all over the nation. I think it was probably about 500-600 people on this thing. I had no idea Cavassier was doing so much in the community trying to help business and this type of stuff. And I am so inspired to see so many corporations jumping in there, doing what they can to try to support entrepreneurship and support business during this trying time. Is your business online? Do you have a WordPress website? Well, in today's world, if you're not online, then your business is not going to survive. All right. I want you guys to go to Fast Fix WP and make sure that site stays up and stays running smooth. Trust me, there is nothing worse than having your site go down when you have a big meeting or a customer waiting to make a purchase. And then next thing you know, your site is with the white screen of death. I think some of y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But I want you to go to Fast Fix WP and rest assured your site is up and online every time you need it to be. Also, to all my men out there who like to stay looking good, like to stay fly. So to all my men out there, if you're in the Douglasville area, I want you to go see my personal barber, Melvin, over at Studio 1211. He's in Douglasville. You can go visit him at 6405 Fairburn Road or call and schedule an appointment at 770-485-6772. Well, the election is finally coming to a close, and it looks like we got a new president. Give me a call and let me know how you feel about it. 404-603-8770 gets you on the phone with me. And no matter who you voted for, we want to know how you feel about the next 4 years. So feel free to give us a call. We got the lines open, and if you guys call in, I promise you, we will definitely get you on air. So now everybody got their phones turned on at me. Thank y'all so much. Miss Sonji Monroe from Speaking Pieces. Now that name is intriguing alone. What are Speaking Pieces? Let's start there.
First of all, Speaking Pieces, the meaning of it is our pieces will have others speaking about what you are wearing. So there are some sharp pieces. Okay. There are pieces that will definitely have others talking about, hey, look what she has on. That's cute. And they want to know, where did you get it from? Speaking Pieces.
Wow. That's crazy because when I was thinking about it, I thought you made clothing for speakers. That's what I thought Speaking Pieces was about. Now I get it. Okay. All right. And I see you got some fly outfits out here. Now, what got you into the fashion world? Why did you choose fashion?
I chose fashion because my grandmother was quite a fashionista back in the day.
Okay.
She made clothing. She worked for a high-end fashion store in Jacksonville, Florida, which is my hometown.
Okay.
And I just always would have her to make nice pieces for me or things that I thought would be cute. And so she would make them. And I told her, I say, Grandma, one day I'm going to open a boutique. And that day came 8 years ago.
That is beautiful. Now, do you have a physical location or are you all online right now?
I do have a physical location. It's 226 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia.
Wow. Okay.
Southside.
Southside.
Hey.
We actually opened a chiropractic clinic down there at Lakewood. Okay. Lakewood at Ali is the name of the center, the Oasis Center, right there, 1800 Jonesboro Road.
Oh, okay.
So you have to go down there and check it out. It's a full, beautiful wellness clinic. It's got all kind of stuff going on. So what is it like in this day and age owning a brick and mortar? Is it still going good for you? Has the COVID really hurt your business? Like, how's that doing for you?
Well, having a brick and mortar in this day and age and during these times, it has been challenging. I will be the first to tell you that, but you make it work with that beautiful thing called social media and being online. So that has definitely helped carry me through. And things are a little different, now. I'm offering curbside pickup still because there are some people that still aren't coming out, that may have some underlying issues. Okay. But that was something new that I added due to the pandemic. And also I've noticed that people have started dressing more casually. So yes, I had to kind of revamp my stock, the type of clothing that I carry.
Wow. Okay. Now what did you kind of see this trend going with the curb shopping, like the delivered to the car type shopping, did you kind of see this trend going, or is it something that you were kind of forced to do because they wouldn't let you open? Like, how did that work out for you? And is that a good way of doing it?
Well, for me, had never ever thought about that. But after a couple of weeks of closing down due to the pandemic, I realized that I needed to get back because my boutique is very well known in the community and outside the community. And I still had people that were pretty much going on about their lives and wanted to shop and wanted to pick their stuff up ASAP. So that's where curbside pickup came into play. And to this day, we're still doing it. It's not as busy with curbside pickup as before, but we're still definitely offering that.
Got a quick question. Were you able to get any of the relief from like the EIDL or the PPP or anything?
None.
Wow.
So, no. So we're just, let me knock on wood, by the grace of God, and we're going to keep going forward, that we were able to persevere through it all.
Wow.
No worries.
Now, as I'm going down your Instagram, and it's amazing that you doing so well and being so successful just off Instagram. And definitely I want to elaborate on that a little bit more, but I don't see nothing for men. I really don't.
Well, you know,
left out right now.
Let me shout this out. That little boy we talked about at TNN Bow Ties.
Okay.
Guess what? We have just added TNN Bow Ties. We have a section just for them.
Okay.
So come get your bow tie and some cufflinks and caps.
All right. Because I'm looking at all this black girl magic, and I see what y'all starting to do. See these black women coming together now, and they just excluding us all together. It's like, we don't need y'all. I don't need you for a customer. I don't need your help. I don't care what you got to say. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, we're definitely, we got a little something for you.
Now it's you got some very, very nice pieces here. Now, tell me, the Instagram shopping and the Instagram selling, how is that really working out? Are people just kind of seeing some of the stuff you're posting and they DM and say, hey, I want that? Or
yes, they it's a couple of things. So they are DMing us. I have some people just say, send me an invoice. And then soon we're adding a shop button so that they can just go in there and do it all themselves without me having to do anything.
You know, because a lot of people are still trying to figure out this whole social selling. I think, you know, we get these phrases out here and everybody starts talking about it, but nobody really understands what it is. But you're able to capitalize on it. So explain to us what that social selling kind of looks like for you guys.
Really, the main thing that I find with social selling is just being very active.
Okay.
Constantly interacting with your customers, letting them know what you have going on. And for me, visual, showing the clothing, you know, on different body types, different styles, worn different ways. That has been what I've had to do. Like, for instance, you may see on one of my pictures, you'll see me with a pair of sneakers on or a pair of slides on with a sweatsuit or a casual outfit. But I also let them know that it can be a transitional piece by just changing into a nice pair of heels or something, or throwing some type of cardigan on with it. So making the pieces, showing them that the pieces can be versatile.
I love the way y'all fashion people talk. Y'all come here, y'all make it sound like artwork.
The shoulder. She put the shoulder into it.
Art.
She dropped the shoulder when she talking to it.
I go to the store. I'm going to get me a shirt. Okay.
Shirt.
I'm going to get a shirt. But no, we selling pieces. I just love that whole just vocabulary around the whole industry. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Now, what is your bestseller on here? Because I see you got a lot of stuff, and a lot of it. What's up with the tights? Like, that's all people wear now is tights.
They're cute and comfortable.
Okay,
that's what we like. Cute and comfortable.
They are cute. They are comfortable. They fit y'all very well.
I'm not mad at the tights. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was mad when I seen my 13-year-old put some.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh no, man.
It's got a tie.
I'm gonna need you to go put some jeans, some baggy
some
jeans,
camo pants,
hats to the back, TLC. You know,
roughing it up a little bit, right?
You have to be careful with that in this day and age, though. I'm telling you.
That's a whole nother talk show.
Okay. You know, that's why I was like, what?
A whole nother show, brother.
But no, so what are some of your best sellers? I see, like I said, you got a lot of tights on here. What are some of the pieces that most people are gravitating to?
Well, like you said, tights are, but it's due to the pandemic. Most people are at home, working from at home. And so they are desiring more comfortable pieces such as, you know, the tights, the sweatsuits, or just some of the lounge wear, soft, flowy pieces. Those are like my top sellers.
Okay.
Do you have boots?
Don't sell any shoes.
I know the knee-high boots with the sweaters and the tights is like
that's the fit.
That's the fit for some reason.
I think you got a style that you like.
I told you
he said thigh boots. He went in.
Now, y'all done made me lost my train of thought.
You're talking about these exquisite pieces. You're talking about these exquisite pieces on the page.
Okay.
Variety.
So we talking about tights now. Oh, all right. This is where I was going with it. So you got companies like Lululemon. It's starting to come to the marketplace, and it's funny that they have an anti-capitalist view, but their tights is like $150 a piece. But y'all are anti-capitalist, right? So how do you compete with businesses like that, though?
Well, you know what? For me, I always put a spin. Like when I'm showing the clothing, advertising, whether I'm modeling them or I have a model, or even as you would see on my website, I have a lot of my customers that send pictures in of them rocking the outfits. Of course, we come in all different shapes and sizes.
I think that works better for you, though.
Right, it does. And so, and I love accessories. I make accessories and so forth. So, you just put a spin on it, just show people the versatility of the pieces. So that's what helps me. Now, Lulu, they just selling you some expensive tights that are just expensive, but if they're not showing them, show people how they can wear them in different ways, because everybody may not have that six-pack and want to wear a crop top with the tights. Some of us may need, a top on and maybe a cardigan to camouflage some of it. So I show my customers how they can wear it to enhance their body type.
Now, what does your pricing models look like? Is it pretty reasonably priced, or you at the top of the ring?
My prices are very reasonable. I always tell people I got something for everybody's pocketbook, so to speak.
Okay.
I went back to pocketbook on you, but So pocketbook. So if you want something, my price ranges are, I would say, between $50, $100 price range. Very, very reasonably priced things with a lot of flair. It's a speaking piece.
It's definitely some speaking pieces, especially some of the models you got on here, but we ain't gonna say nothing about all that. Now, what do you see fashion starting to go in 2021? I think we're gonna get back out. I think we start to see some type of normalcy again. I know a lot of folks is worried about Joe Biden shutting down the economy. It might just be what Trump is saying. But what do you think fashion looks like in 2021?
2021, I think once they let us back outside, there's going to be a lot of parties. I think a lot of people are going to be looking to get out, a lot of parties and a lot of traveling. And so fashion, I think people are still going to be in the cute and comfortable, because some businesses are still going to be allowed. I won't say some. More businesses are going to start allowing people to work from their home. So that's why I'm saying those cute, those comfortable pieces will still definitely be into play. And then also with people starting to travel, cute and comfortable pieces will still be into play. And then with
cute stay in it the whole time.
The whole time. It's never ugly. So ugly is not part of it.
No.
And then, of course, parties, because, all parties, a lot of weddings, a lot of these things got canceled for 2020.
I hate that.
So
we're gonna miss our whole party. This is party season. I don't know how well y'all know about Atlanta, but November to January 1st, it is party time. I be at everybody's
This is true.
Christmas
This is
party.
when the day parties come alive for no reason.
Yeah, it's gonna be so different this year. I just hate that. And some people are doing the virtual partying, but that ain't the same.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
I was a part of a virtual party, and everybody just kind of sit there, look weird while the music is playing.
Right.
It's not. We ain't got it perfected just yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Maybe
but
some virtual reality glasses to go along with it.
So, but I do want to add on to what you're saying, though. The fashion trend is going to be going into more like the athleisure type deal, like the Lululemon. Those guys, I kind of know about a deal that was going on, and during the investor relations call, the CEO has this thing, because that was a question that came up. Why are your tights, $100 more than the other guy? What happens is they have this thing called like the gooch, apparently, which is like a diamond shaped piece of material that they put in the crotch area, which allows for splits and flexibility to happen, so that the people that are in the yoga pants, it doesn't tear in the middle. So that is part of like their patent process. That's part of their value proposition when it comes to the market. And because of that one product, they have built like an eco center around it. Like they're trying to create this entire Lulu experience. with pairing with cardio gyms and stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep into it,
No,
but that is part of why people make that purchase, is because they're also purchasing into like an entire atmosphere with what's going on over there at that brand.
But I like what you're saying, or where you're going with that, because community has become a big part of shopping.
Correct.
And everything everybody wants a community around everything that they're doing. So are you doing stuff to help kind of build that whole community? Like, we all speak in pieces, women. That's all we are you doing something to kind of
Absolutely
inspire that?
I absolutely. And a lot of that is due to, you start collaborating.
Okay.
You collaborate with people. I'm always looking, to collaborate, speaking pieces with other fashion people that are into fashion designers. I also have a person that I'm working with now that's customizing some speaking pieces. So you just have to be creative. Be creative.
Very true.
I would love Lulu to come in and put some speaking pieces together and see where we go from there.
You never know.
You never
This
know.
is the corporate merger man right here.
Right.
Don't tell anybody. It's Atlanta's best secret.
Another question I would like to say, we're seeing a lot of the giants fall off now. The Macy's of the world, the JCPenney's, the Sears. How does that affect smaller boutiques like you? Is it because it's more shop local with you guys that you are able to kind of stay where you are, or is it?
Yeah. And you know what? With them being gone, it just allows me to utilize my platform to be more visible, add more, personal touch to it. I do, of course, I'm a fashion stylist, so I do a lot of personal styling as well, image consulting and all of that. So, even with those large department stores, they're everywhere. They can, they're easy to get to. But my specialty is adding a personal touch, to it, which includes the fashion styling and image consulting.
Wow. Okay.
Let me segue in just a little piece of that, just to tap in. A lot of those guys are falling off just because their margins were just too small. And what happened was that when they took a hit, it just all went collapse. The way the fashion is set up, the markup is very similar to like almost like the liquor business. You should be able to have like a 1.5, or like you should be able to have your cost of good is like $10. You should be able to, on retail level, you should be able to sell that for hopefully between $80 to $125. But when you have a big box brand, you have the marketing overhead, corporate infrastructure, you have your human capital, you have the rent, which is a lot larger. Then you have shrink, you have a whole lot of things to go into it. And what happens is that your margins go from 80% positive to like 10. Wow. And you're moving a lot of quantity out the door because you have the cheap prices to compete with the boutiques. But on the flip side, when you have something like this comes along, you take a hit and it puts them out. They can't make the money, so now they're having to downsize and lean out. Wow. So
well, there you have it.
They get deep. My bad.
No, man, you're great, man.
My bad.
It sounds like he applying for a job over here. Yeah. Maybe he want to come help you guys out over there. Like,
we're always open. We've already said we'll talk. We'll definitely talk.
I help you out because I want to see you win. That's no worries on that.
Well, Miss Monroe, thank you so much for coming by today and telling us all about speaking pieces. Now, one question that I know our listeners are dying to know, and shout out to Miss Shayna Thornton. I see you watching. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey, Shayna.
Hey, Shayna.
And thank you to Miss Algenia Kirsten, all the way from Africa. We got folks everywhere watching the show today. But if people want to purchase some of your merchandise, or they want to support the business, or they just want to see what you guys are doing, how can folks get in contact with you?
Our social media, both Instagram and Facebook, is at Speaking Pieces, like I'm speaking to you, PIECES, at Speaking Pieces.
At Speaking Pieces. So if y'all want to pick up something, you want to get some cute tights, that's gonna be comfortable at the same time, I want y'all to go and follow at Speaking Pieces on Instagram, so y'all can check out all the beautiful things Miss Sonji Monroe has got going on.
Hey.
And we will be right back after this commercial break. We'll be right back.
This pandemic has many people suffering. Are you stressed? Are you not sleeping well? Are you suffering from neck pain, back pain, or headaches? Chiropractic can help. Chiropractic is a natural healing art that can resolve many of your ailments. Dr. Williams and Dr. Fowler of Align for Life are board-certified doctors of chiropractic with over 15 years of combined experience. They are located in South Atlanta and are available for your healthcare needs.
Auto accident, wellness care, slip and fall. We take care of it all. Visit them at yourfinespine.com.
Real 1100 would like to thank all of our men and women who served in our armed forces. This Veterans Day, make sure you thank our service members who have kept our country free.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
I can't give y'all another woo right now. I can't do it. It's not in me today, Josh. They can't get two woos today. Everybody mess with me about the woo all the time.
The woo?
They always mess with me about that. So where it actually comes from, I was a big fan of Ric Flair growing up. I love Ric Flair, all right? I really did. So that's where the woo came from.
I mean, there's nothing wrong coming on with a little bit of energy.
You know?
I like the woo, if that's the case. I mean, I actually want to experience it. I'm so close.
I might give y'all one after the next break.
All right, let's do this.
So joining me right now, here in the hot seat, Davinci Barcelo. He is a deal strategist.
Hey.
And one of Atlanta's best kept secrets. How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm exceeding all expectations.
I'm trying to make $1 billion this year.
Okay. How you doing?
Still got time.
Yeah, you still got time. You absolutely got time. You absolutely got time.
Now tell us this. What is it like? What is a deal strategist? First of all, let's start there. What is an actual deal strategist?
I buy companies and sell them. Generally speaking, I buy them independently and I sell them to private equity firms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how did you even get started? Because you're a fairly young guy. So how did you even get started in buying and selling businesses?
With the long story or the short one?
You got 20 minutes. So
all right, cool. So I started out doing parties.
Okay.
Did Freaknik here in Atlanta for like 14 years. Turned that into a company. Realized that I was getting knocked off by a lot of people. I couldn't defend it.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? I had a guy come in 1 year with $100,000 and just blew me out the water. And I said, man, he bought the whole city for $100,000. I'm thinking too small.
Okay.
So I had already been a small business operator. I had was struggling growing my business to mid-sized businesses. And I said, man, I'm just thinking too small. And one day I was driving down the street and I was looking at these buildings. And I said, you know, it dawned upon me, man, somebody owns each one of these buildings. And probably the same guy owns 3 or 4 of these. I'm talking about the skyscrapers, the GP buildings, you know, the Kochs or brothers of the world. So then I was like, well, you know, if I can sell cars and I can sell mortgage and I can, you know, sell credit repair to people with bad credit, you know, I can sell a business. I can sell something to cash flows. And, you know, I just began a, 5-year process of educating myself when it comes to finance. I mean, I did go to some pretty tremendous schools. I went to, Harvard. I went to Wharton. I even started out in full sale in the entertainment space, but, nothing really got my hands dirty as much as when I actually went out there and started to do deals.
You actually went to Harvard.
Yeah, business school.
Wow. What was that experience like?
Man, it was phenomenal in the aspect that I actually found people to think like me. It gave me a process to think, but I
love that you started there. It was the people, because that's one of the biggest things I think I try to drive home to my child now, and folks in business and this type of stuff. Is not so much. Most people at this point have the same education structures. I mean, some of them are better than others, but it's the people that you're going to actually be around and the connections that you're going to be making to those people that's going to be the next leaders in our industries and the next, big time politicians and this type of stuff. So I love that you started that there. That's the reason why you want to go to these big name schools.
Yeah, if you can get in, yeah.
Now, Another thing that you said is a lot of times people think too small, and you even started out thinking too small. Yeah. And it's something, I work in marketing, and I got, a whole host of clients and this type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I see in our community more so than anything, we do think too small.
All the time.
A lot of times we're not thinking about how do I create a chain of restaurants. We just think about how I create this one wing spot.
Right.
Instead of thinking about, well, how do I take this wing spot, make it into a process, duplicate that process, and grow it everywhere.
Correct.
How do you change that mindset, though?
You just got to get crazy. You just have to start going for impossible dreams. Like whatever you think you're capable of right now, just multiply it by 10. And then like actively go after that times 10. So if you want to actually net $1 million, you need to be aiming to hit $10 million. So, if you want to hit 10 million, you need to be looking at, I need to process, $500 to $1 billion worth of deals to be able to net that in my pocket. Because at the time right now, most people really bring no value to the game. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do is identify value and then figure out what it's going to take in order to capture that value and then present it to somebody else. And then you can make you a little bit of something in the middle. Generally speaking, it's like a 2 and 20. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
A 2% on the 2% on the fee, and then it's 20% of the profits after you accomplish whatever KPI is involved with it. So
now one thing, and I love your thinking. I love the thought process. And one thing I tell folks all the time: swing for the fence. Every time you go out, swing for a home run. Like,
you got
let's swing like we know we fix to knock this over the fence. But a lot of folks, I think, because there's a lot of strikeouts in that methodology, you're gonna have a lot of fails. But that one big win is gonna be the one that really changed your life. So, have you actually won at the big deals? Is that because you talk so confidently about it? So is it taking winning somewhere in one of these big deals to kind of build that confidence up? Like, what does it really take to get us over that hurdle and stop thinking about that one restaurant and start thinking about that chain?
Well, two things. One, you can't. I feel like a lot of people have a fear of success.
Okay.
Like they're scared of having the sacrifice that's involved with success. They're scared of having to cut off those old friends. They're scared that people are going to look at them every time they need money or something like that. Some people are scared of that. So they hold themselves back. That's one thing.
Okay.
The other aspect of it is that you just have to, you just really got to commit to yourself as far as like your mental vision board of what you see in your life. You just have to really commit to that and just say, I'm going 100% in. Here's the deal, right? Everyone who's hearing this and everyone who's on the planet at this moment, we all know how life ends. Like no one makes it out this bad boy alive. So the best thing you can do is be the protagonist in your own movie and just go for it, just all the way. That's really the only way to do it. I mean, I started out, I have a deal, you kind of know about, which is around 300 mil right now that, I'm going to pitch to people in an area that I've never, well, I ain't gonna say I've never been there, but I've really never been there in this capacity.
Okay.
And we're going out there and, I'm going to knock on doors and I'm going to, because my deal is valuable. I'm that confident. I know that I can 7X or even, 14X conservatively, whatever money you give to me within 7 years, I'm going to bring back that money times 7. I'm confident with that.
Wow.
So when I present that value to somebody, who else is going to deliver to you? A bank's not going to do it. What else are you going to do?
Wow. Now let's talk about making deals. Let's talk about putting a business deal together. What is the first key things that you look for?
With a company, one of the first things I look for is I look to see if the company's cash flowing.
Okay.
Cash flowing.
And break it down because it is a business show. So tell us, what do you actually mean when you start talking about cash flowing? Because we got our terms that we use, but
gotcha. It needs to be profitable. I mean, we can start at on a weekly basis. Do you have enough money coming in to cover debt services? Is this company profitable? Is it making money every week?
Okay.
I'm not the type of guy that's going to go in and purchase a company like Snapchat that has a lot of potential, but it's not making any money. Just for an example, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who comes into the mom and pop barbecue shop who is doing $20,000 a week. Their cost of goods is at 10. And they have a great product, but they're just thinking too small. I can deliver value to those people because they're making 10 grand a week versus a Snapchat who has, millions of users, but they're not making anything. I bring more value to the small mom and pop operator in that circumstance. I bring more value to them because I can say, okay, we can do something with this.
Now, all right. So the first thing that we're looking for is the business profitable?
Correct.
Is there some cash somewhere coming out of this business?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step?
I would say the next step is management. I mean, you know, even if and the reason it comes second is because even if the management is horrible, if it's cash flowing and they're willing to sell, then we can still do a deal.
Okay.
But if the management is good, then I may offer them a position on the board and give them equity into another deal that I've got going on.
Okay.
So, and they may have, you know, a lot of these guys are going to have experience, 10, 15, 20 years of experience that can, you know, add value to not just that particular deal, but to the board and possibly future deals that I may do. So I think that one of the things that I kind of skipped over a little bit is that when people are building your business, if you're a small mom and pop operator, you're a small business operator, you need to be building your business to sell. Okay. That, you know, you holding on to that business for 15, 20, 50 years and passing it down to your kids, man, your kids probably don't even want your business. I'm just being honest. They probably don't want it. They can do more with the cash.
I've actually heard that before, though.
Yeah, they can do more with the cash, and then they can go do their own venture. And it's a whole lot easier to give somebody or to start a kid off with 200, you know, 300,000 or even a few million. It's a lot easier for them to start off and get established and do something with their dream than it is for them to take over, you know, your link mash. I mean, your mink lashes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really can't do nothing with that. But if you put them in a position to win by giving them resources instead of possibly a liability, then that's actually more valuable. And that can get them to actually automatically think bigger because they had access to 500,000 cash liquid. And then they can leverage that up and they can do other like really cool things. That is more important and more valuable than just saying, I'm going to do this business for my kid, or I'm going to buy this house and give it to my son or something. Your son might not even want that. Your son might want to live in New York. You giving him a house in Atlanta. That's not going to help out. You see what I'm saying?
Now flipping businesses is a new concept for a lot of people. I mean, for a lot of folks, it's not a new concept, but now it's becoming a lot more mainstream. And I'm starting to see a lot more people try to get into this industry. Is it a lot like real estate?
Yeah.
Because in real estate, you know, one thing I found, I've been in real estate investing for quite a while. I even got a real estate license, and I found that it tied my hands more than anything. Because
me too.
Things that you cannot do once you get the real estate license, and then once you got it, it's over with. It's like you can't go backwards.
That's right.
So is the same thing work in flipping a business? Do those same kind of tactics apply? We can almost do anything that we structure in this deal creatively.
Absolutely. Let me break it down for the listeners.
Okay.
And the listeners, the way you can look at it like this, look at it like the dope game. All right.
Okay.
You got your trap house. Imagine you owning the trap house and you owning the enterprise and all the business activity taking place inside. So you're having the margins of profit off of the property itself.
Okay.
You know, I mean, not off the property, off of the commerce itself. And then you have all the tax benefits when it comes to the property, the actual real estate.
Okay.
So you're winning on both sides. You're getting some profit, and then you're getting tax deductions. Same thing with a business.
Okay.
You know, so it's kind of imagine not just being the trap star, but owning the trap house as well. And that's buying a business.
Wow. You know, the mentality of young folks are really starting to change now. Even people like T.I. is coming out saying, look, we need to stop buying these Gucci belts and start actually investing in something and you know, buying property and this type of stuff and start buying back these neighborhoods that we've been fighting for all this time that don't belong to us. But that's a whole nother show.
we can get into it however you feel.
So we structured our deal. Right. we found out the business is cash flowing. Now we've looked at the management. What's the next step?
I would say make sure that you have a good practice when it comes to due diligence.
Okay.
You know, you got people out here throwing them. Am I able to throw them in the mud? Can I throw people in the mud?
If you want to,
I want to throw them in the mud. All right, so you got people out here like Jay Morrison scamming folks, you know, telling me going to get a return when they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's the person's fault for not going to the SEC, looking at their filing records and seeing that he had no assets.
Okay.
That's their fault. You see what I'm saying? And legally, yeah, he took the money. And legally, he's going to be able to get away with it because he's playing by the game. He's playing by the proper rules in order for it not to be criminal for the most part. Not really, but for the most part. So with that being said, you have to have a due diligence structure within yourself. You have to have your own inquisitive, curious nature to where you want to dig deeper and you want to see, okay, if I'm going to invest into this, you know, whenever you invest like on TD Ameritrade or something like that, every company has a prospectus.
Okay.
You should be able to go look at that perspective. You'll be able to see who's managing it, what their resumes are, and then you'll have a projections of what is going to be coming up in the future that's going to validate or back whatever type of projections that they're saying. So for an example, if it's GoPro and they say, hey, we projected we're going to see a 15% increase in sales over the next quarter, then they're in the perspective, they're going to say the reason being is because of this product. And it might be, an 8-copter drone with, 4 cameras on it, but they have a product that's going to say, this is what's going to be attributed to this 15%, or it's going to be an increase of distribution or something to that effect. You have to be able to do your own diligence because it's your money. Okay. And when people say invest, it's a very vague situation and it's dangerous. And that's how you have the Morrisons of the world. And he's not the only one, there's other people, but that's how you have those folks because they're not doing the due diligence. So the first thing is you cannot skip your homework. Okay. You're skipping your homework or trying to copy somebody else's homework in this situation will get you broke. And it's just that simple. So the third step of that will have to be making sure you do your due diligence. And that's where, someone like me comes in and, I leverage my experience. I've had a bunch of businesses and, I can pretty much tell, the real from the fake.
So we've looked at the cash flow. Mm-hmm. We've looked at the management. Mm-hmm. Now we're starting to see what the product and process looks like. Mm-hmm. So what's that final step to get this deal put together?
You need to sell. You need to position yourself to sell.
Okay.
You need to position yourself to sell.
So if some mom and pops are out there listening right now, mm-hmm. That they are fed up with the business. Mm-hmm. They've been in this business this whole time.
Call me.
They're making a little money, but it's really no big time future in it. It ain't no millions of dollars is coming. What can you do to help someone in that situation?
They had to call me. I had to take a look at what they got going on. The numbers on the website, DaVinciBarcelo.com, 678-851-8513.
All right, we on radio. I'm gonna need you to slow that down. You got somebody about to wreck right now. And what he say? Hold up.
DaVinciBarcelo.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm a real easy person to find. But if you have a situation where you want to go ahead and exit, then the best thing you can do is you can position the company for a sale. Like for an example, I was with Bell South during the time that we were doing the merger, and what they would do is they would send someone like me out into the field, and I would raise the sales in order to get the company up in value so AT&T can acquire it. So what you want to do is you want to get the company prepared to sell, which means that everything gets stabilized, make sure you have all your paperwork together so that, someone can come in and buy it and it could be a very easy transfer of power.
Wow. Once again, Georgia's top deal strategist, Davinci Barcelo. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Once again, please break down and spell to people your website so people can go there and find out more information and get in contact with you.
It's DAVINCIBARCELO.com. And you can also, if you have an iPhone, you can just ask your phone to find Davinci Barcelo and I'll pop right up.
Wow. You hooked it up like that?
I did.
Wow. I'm gonna have to do that. Josh, can we do that for me?
Do what?
Can we just ask Siri and say, give me the number 1 rated business show, and she just gonna give it to us?
I don't know. You have to ask Siri that. I don't have an iPhone.
I'm scared to do it on air. I was just like, what if she give me somebody else's show? It'll be
you go egg their cars.
I know, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got to slow down for 1 second, take a quick break. We have been listening to Davinci Barcelo, like I say, Georgia's #1 deal strategist, right here on the #1 rated business show. On the other side of the break coming up, I don't know if I can call it a House of Representative just yet, but I got Marcia Ridley about to join us and tell her story. So y'all hold on 1 second.
This pandemic has many people suffering. Are you stressed? Are you not sleeping well? Are you suffering from neck pain, back pain, or headaches? Chiropractic can help. Chiropractic is a natural healing art that can resolve many of your ailments. Dr. Williams and Dr. Fowler of Align for Life are board-certified doctors of chiropractic with over 15 years of combined experience. They are located in South Atlanta and are available for your healthcare needs.
If you want to be fine, take care of your spine. Visit them at yourfinespine.com.
Real 1100 would like to thank all of our men and women who served in our armed forces. This Veterans Day, make sure you thank our service members who have kept our country free.
Tune your your radio.
Tune in.
Now.
You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com
or your app store.
Woo! I gave it to him.
It's about time.
So joining me right now, Marcia Ridley. How we doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You in some trouble down there in Spalding County. You got some mess going on down there. Folks saying all kind of stuff. Now, tell us what actually happened in Spalding County over this election. Because I'm seeing what they're saying through Politico and what Dominion is saying, but I want to hear it directly from you because you were over the election.
Yes, I'm so glad you asked me, and I'm glad I'm here today to what they call give straight talk and the truth. We received, one of my employees received a call about 7:05 on election day.
Okay.
Basically saying that there was an update done in the middle of the night and it would cause some problems with the election.
Okay.
So we don't know exactly what happened, but we do know something happened because it did affect the election. The cards that the voter normally vote on was not working at all. They could not put the card in the encoder. It was not giving them any information in terms of allowing the voter to vote on the machine.
So this is what through Politico now, this is what Dominion is coming back with. They said technology glitch that created voting problems in 2 Georgia counties on Tuesday morning was caused by a vendor uploading an update to election equipment the night before, a county election supervisor said. State election officials and the vendor that oversees the equipment acknowledged the problem occurred, but have disputed the county election supervisor's explanation, saying no such last-minute update had occurred. The problem initially prevented voters from casting machine ballots on election day in Morgan and Spalding counties after the devices used to sign in voters at the polls failed to work. County officials said. Poll workers gave voters paper ballots until a workaround allowed the use of voting machines to resume.
That is correct. That is correct. They did some investigation, and they're still doing investigation in terms of who may have done supposedly whatever the glitch was. Secretary of State did come around. I did speak with someone from Dominion, and they said they didn't know anything about the upgrade in the middle of the night. I can give them that. But from your person that represents you calling my office, basically saying that I had nothing else to go on. Okay, so we do know that there was a glitch going on. So they're supposed to be still trying to figure out what happened, and they've not given that to us as of today. So yes, and what we did in my experience and my history, we do resort to paper ballot and provisional ballot. And the good thing about it, my poll workers was very good in terms of going with what I told them to do right away. We went to Plan B. Plan B is go straight to paper ballot. That means that the poll opened on time. People were able to vote. No one was turned around. Then when I talked to Dominion, I said, well, you really need to try to get somebody on the ground to see what's going on, because I had one tech. Now, they were supposed to at one time give every county a tech in every precinct. However, they only gave me 5. And the 5 was I have 18 precincts. So I only had 5 techs. So
18 precincts.
18 precincts. So during this time, they didn't know what to do. They said basically they were not trained to do anything to fix something like that. So again, we're still trying to fix the problem. Again, voting is still going on. People are still voting using the paper ballot. However, they called back later and said, okay, well, let them use an access card, an access code. access code identify what type of ballot that the voter gets.
Okay.
That is normally done through a technician.
Now, is this something that's written on the ballot, or is this something that's typed into the machine?
It is. That happens when the technician is programming.
Okay.
Doing before the election is rolled out.
Okay.
So the poll workers are not even involved in using any sort of codes. So the poll workers basically turn into technicians that day.
Wow.
And usually my poll workers are ranging from ages 60 to about 85.
Yeah, I was going to say, these ain't most time technical people.
Yeah. So you can imagine they did an awesome job. So kudos to them because we still kept going even though we had those issues. And so what happened later around one-ish that same day, Dominion did send their text. They only sent 3, but they had to go. They had to divide up to go to 18 precinct with some sort of software to actually redo whatever was done to actually get that particular poll pad up and running.
Wow. Now, do you think this is a issue of voter suppression?
I just think, in my history of doing this, I've been on both sides. I've been a subordinate, I've been a manager, I've been in this seat before, and I've been a consultant.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
I'm still to this point to try to figure out. It's only 2 in the state of Georgia. It was actually 3. It was Spalding, Morgan, and Eberson.
Okay.
Georgia, and then I heard one of my board members said it was New York and Ohio and Michigan. So it was in additional states as well that Dominion is over as well.
Okay.
So we still, I'm just still
but no issues in the other states.
Correct.
Just right here in Georgia.
Right.
Battleground Georgia.
Battleground Georgia.
That Joe Biden is barely winning.
And I also, been in it a while, and I've been down in Spalding County. It's been holding election with no incident. So I really thought that when it was happening that I was asleep. I said, I really got to wake up because this is not really happening.
It's crazy. I had the best voting experience this time. I remember voting in the Obama election. The Trump Clinton, I couldn't do it for either side on that one. But it wasn't worth it. But but it was such a smooth process. Like I walked in, the lady was mean, but but I walked in, she gave me my rules or whatever, and then they gave me my little yellow card. I went over there, put it in the machine. I filled out my ballot, printed it out, and I did the whole process in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was like super, super easy.
It should have just been that easy this time, even more easier, because the poll pad you can be there like less than a minute because they actually pull you up by your ID.
Mm-hmm.
It populates. You stick the card in the encoder, and it at that point give that person credit at that time, and then they give you that ballot goes on that card. They give you that card, and you step over to the BMD, which is the voting machine, and then you actually cast your ballot, print it out, and take it to the scanner. Okay. So it's an easy process. It is not hard, and it should be something that, like you said, a great experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Is this the reason why we still counting ballots in Georgia now?
We're counting. That's some people still not certified. I certified on Friday, but my understanding is 3 more counties that are still counting.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, do you think these runoffs are going to be affected by some of the stuff that we're starting to see? And is this evidence of somebody's trying to tamper with this election, or you think we just really had some technical failures?
I really believe, I'm going to say that I'm not going to give somebody that they tampered with it, but we did have some technical issues. With the Secretary of State earlier, he did a press release that December 1st, election was going to be combined now with January 3rd. Based on now we have to hand count each ballot based on, I guess it's Trump campaign. They want to make sure that
he is acting a donkey right now.
So that's what we have to do right now. So we really never coming out of election mode. I, took off today. It was Veterans Day, but I could really easily be at work still working. So it's a lot going on.
Well, I'm letting y'all know now, 2026, I'm running. I'm serious. I'm not playing. I am not playing. I'm running for Senate in 2026.
You got my vote.
And one of the biggest things on my ticket, Dave Perdue don't try to steal it. or you either, also. But one of the biggest things is switching to an online voting system. This is ridiculous. This day and age, we are still walking around here talking about paper ballots and with these horrible processes when you got a phone that can allow you to transfer $1 million just by scanning your face. We have the technology. We have the biometric scanners. We have everything put in place already that we can have a secure online voting process. There is no reason for it other than the fact that we don't want everybody to vote. And we can know who the president is literally 10 minutes after we close the polls. I'm saying it's just no reason for it.
Yes.
But I'm glad I got your vote.
Yeah,
So what else is going on down in Spalding County? Is this going to really be a super huge issue that's going to create some more mess later on? Because I know they're looking for anything that they can find at this point to say that the Dems tampered with the election. I mean, let's just be honest. They're trying to blame the Dems for it because Joe Biden's winning. Last time when the Republicans was winning, it was the reverse. So,
Well, ironically, Spalding County is a red county. And so pretty much all the Republicans did win. So that's, it has been that way since I've been there.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the things that happened that the next night, we had the provisionals because of the people that had to vote on paper and provisional. So we had to count those on Friday. So we started processing those on that Thursday, and we had sort of a mob that came.
Okay.
And had to call the police to have us, to have us led to our cars. And then they dumpster died. And they said they found, this group said they found ballots, but it has been deemed by the Secretary of State and investigators, they found nothing.
And I've heard Brad Raffensperger come out several times and say it hadn't been any tampering.
Right.
Even I even heard Loeffler and Purdue was calling for him to resign. And I'm like, and I'm glad to hear what he came back with them. He said, y'all need to focus on y'all races because y'all about to lose.
Yeah, we have a really, really hard job because we have to know the law and we have to enforce the law. So sometimes people don't understand what we do, but when we try to explain it to them, they still sometimes don't want to hear. And I think that Ratzenberger put it, kind of plain today that we do go by the law and we have to enforce the law. And all of us, 159 directors, I've not seen one person that's not passionate about what they do. So I don't believe that someone is out here just trying to do something to the election. Wow. We're trying to get through the process. A lot of times I don't even watch TV. I don't know what's going on till it's over. I don't know what the numbers are, and I do that purposely so I can focus on the election.
Wow, that's commendable.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Well, we only got a few minutes left. Okay, we got 3 minutes left. But what's next for Marcia Ridley? What do you got coming up?
Well, one of the things, we learn from technology, we just have to be ready for everything. We have to anticipate anything that's going to happen. And, this particular incident taught us that we need to be ready if technology is going to break down. What do we do? Because a lot of times people don't want to vote on paper. Okay. They just don't. So we have to be looking for ways to be more preventive in handling those types of situations. And so that's what I'm looking for now.
Well, I'm going to try to help them use that supercomputer sitting in their hand every day and let them vote on that. That's going to be my premise.
Yeah.
Well, I am so glad that you stopped by and talked to us. How's Donzella doing?
She's doing well. I would tell. She's probably watching right now. Hey,
I hope
Senator.
she is. How you doing, Senator James? I hope you're watching. One of my favorite senators. But no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think I've met Brad on several different occasions. He was actually on the show last week. And it seems like he's a fair guy. I know he's a Republican or whatever, but at the same breath, it seems like he's serious about what he's doing and he takes the right to vote very seriously. And I seriously don't think he would allow folks to tamper in this election.
Yeah.
I don't.
And in this industry, we have to act, we have to process and do things nonpartisan because of the nature of what we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today. And thank you for coming all the way up from Spalding County. I was in that area not too long ago. I was passing through it fast as I could on 75.
But I took off today. Today is
I definitely appreciate you taking off and coming down here to see us. Thank you to everyone for tuning in today to the #1 rated business show. Thank you. Thank you.
Are we gonna get a woo?
I think I deserve that. You don't get no woo.
We don't get a woo.
Tune in next week for the woo.
All right.
Tune in next week for the woo. But also, I forgot to let y'all know, and I'm gonna have him on the show pretty soon. But I am nominated for a Rice Award once again for being outstanding in media. And this is an award not just for me, but for the whole #1 rated business show audience and my fans, my friends, and everybody else that's listening. So I need all y'all to jump on it because y'all let us lose last time. I gotta be honest with you. I thought we had that category. Y'all let us lose, but I'm gonna put it on all y'all this time. So if I lose, y'all lose with me. So thank y'all so much for joining me today, right here on the #1 rated business show, right here on Real 1100 AM. Stay tuned. Stay connected with me on social media at I am KC Pride, and you can find me on all channels. And other than that, we are out.